Today, I'm going to be answering the question of what is earnest money. When you are buying a house, you're going to put down a good faith deposit, which is the earnest money, which is essentially a security deposit when you are renting an apartment or a house or whatever. So let's say you're under contract to purchase a house for $200,000. Generally, a good faith deposit, that earnest money would be $500. Right now, I'm recommending my clients to up that dependent upon the purchase price. But for a $200,000 home, I would say $1,500. So this money is generally refundable in a few different cases. And if the money is not refundable, your agent should let you know that prior to, and these sellers can truly ask for whatever it is that they want, and they can get it because there's just such a low amount of inventory right now. Someone is willing to agree to their terms. And the reason they may say it's non-refundable is I've seen in the event that a seller may have fallen out of contract a few times, so that non-refundable deposit is ensuring that the pool of buyers are more serious, generally more financially well off because they have that money that they can just give, and they're okay with not getting it back. It can be refundable, but with a specific reason. You can't just say, oh, I don't want the house anymore, never mind, I changed my mind. You can't do that, and the sellers have every right to keep your earnest money because of it. So there's 3 ways that you can get your earnest money refunded back to you. One is the inspection contingency. So let's say you find a house, you're under contract, you've sent over your earnest money, and then the next step would be to get your inspections done. Let's say that house has structural problems, let's say it's got termites. Something on that inspection report is something that you are not willing to fix and that you do not want to have to deal with. At this point, you can terminate the contract based upon, unsatisfactory result of your inspection report. So in this event, you would get your earnest money back. The second contingency, which you can get your earnest money refunded back to you, is the appraisal contingency. So let's say you purchase a property for $200,000, but it appraises for $190,000. If it appraises for less than, the seller, they aren't obligated to follow through upon the appraised value because your offer price was $200,000, so they can terminate the contract, try and put their home back on the market and get a higher price point. Let's say it appraises for more than the offer price, then you can terminate based upon that because, maybe that's out of your budget and you don't want your monthly expenses to be that high. So you can terminate based upon that and get your earnest money back. In this market, the best thing for you to do is to provide appraisal gap coverage. And if you don't know what that is, I made a video on it, so click somewhere up here. If you made a $200,000 offer and it appraised at $190,000, there's a $10,000 gap. So if you would have provided that appraisal gap coverage in your offer, we'd be smooth sailing. You'd give them that money at closing. You already said you were gonna bring it, you're gonna bring it, it happened. It appraised for less than. Writing an offer without an appraisal gap coverage is honestly a waste of time because there's another buyer out there who's gonna write that appraisal gap coverage. They're gonna provide that coverage. They have the cash to do it, they have the means to do it, and their agent is smart enough to write it in the offer prior to, so there is no hiccups from, under contract to closing. The last way that you can get your earnest money refunded back to you is the financing contingency, which means, let's say you need a mortgage and for some reason you lose your job, your credit score tanks. If for some reason the lender is not able to fully execute the loan application due to some financing reason, if you can't finance the property, if you don't have the money, if you can't afford it, then the contract is null and it's terminated. So that would be the third and final way that you can get your earnest money refunded to you. Let's say you pass your inspections, everything is good. Let's say the appraisal is where both the seller and the buyer feel comfortable with proceeding, and let's say your financing is good, your loan application, you have full loan commitment, and you're all ready to go. This earnest money is not going to the seller. It's actually being credited towards your closing costs. So let's say your closing costs are $5,000. Let's say your earnest money, your good faith deposit was $500. You are now left with $4,500 worth of closing costs. So that money is not, it's not gone. It's not going anywhere. It's still yours. It's just, showing that you're able and willing to perform and you have the funds to be able to, perform the terms of the contract. That is what earnest money is. In this market, you want to be able to do everything you possibly can to make your offer as competitive as possible, because like I said, it can make or break your offer. You know, you could have the same offer as someone else, but you put down $1,500 and they put down $500, so you're the winning offer. So it's important. And so yeah, that's what earnest money is. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. I'm a real estate consultant here at LifePoint Real Estate, and I really like working with first-time home buyers selfishly because it just warms my heart to be able to help people actualize their dreams, and it's just such a cool experience. But I work with everyone if you need help, so hit me up. I'd love to sell your house. I'd love to buy you a house, help you buy a house. I'm not buying anybody any houses, not yet. If you know someone that's about to buy a house, or if you know someone that's thinking of buying it, you know, send them this video their way so they can become educated. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I appreciate it. Like if you found this helpful, and share it with a friend who you think might benefit from it. And I will see you guys on the next one.